Merlin starts tomorrow. Must be time for Camelot cast.
Oh, what? One, two, three, four.
Hi, I'm Katie McGrath and you're listening to Camelot Cast.
Hi, it's Anthony Head, and you're listening to Camelot. My name's Richard Wilson, and I play Gaius, and I'm a member of the Camelot cast.
Hello, this is Rupert Young, I play Sir Leon, and you're listening to Camelot Cast.
Hello, my name's Angel Colby, and I play Gwen in Merlin, and you're listening to Camelot Cast.
What is it?
Welcome to a sneak peek of the Camelot cast and the Merlin cast crossover. I'm going to introduce you to my newest friend, Aaron from Merlin cast. Hello.
Hello.
Hiya. This is a very special occasion. We're alive right now because we're going to be doing a after show after Merlin airs tomorrow, right?
Yes, we will.
And this is a bit of our test run to see if any bugs need to be sorted out. So we're already broadcasted on Twitter. If you're on Twitter now and you can hear us, say hello. Yay. I guess Aaron, can you take a look at that over there?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
All right, brilliant. So hopefully everyone can hear us over there. All right. Anyway, we're just going to do a quick show. We're not going to talk maybe a little bit about the episode, but maybe all the stuff has come out this week. Have you seen the Radio Times spread?
I did. I just looked at it the other day. The one with all their models, basically.
Yeah, because this has been it's quite exciting because there hasn't been a photo shoot with all four of them.
Yeah.
And we've had like Colin and Katie and Bradley and Angel, but not all of them. And I think you remember there was a debate whether or not Merlin was the central character of the show because the name of the show is Merlin. Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I always thought from when it first started to be promoted, Merlin, it was promoted as an ensemble show. They had all these group shots, and I always assumed there would be and there'll be all the producers always refer to it as the core 6 or the core 4, and people have been quite upset that there's news that the Merlin series won't be focused on Merlin's point of view.
Right.
All right. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think are you upset that it's not going to be really focused on Merlin if it ever was? What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I think it might actually be kind of nice. Because I was reading the same thing, how, they're going to follow multiple storylines this year, and they're going to really, focus on some characters that haven't really got a lot of, personal story time. So I actually think it'll be pretty interesting, because, I'm one of those people that really feels like a lot of people make the show besides Colin Morgan. I mean, he does a great job, don't get me wrong, but, it takes a lot of those other people to really make the show as well, so...
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited, but the thing is, with producers, and I've been following it since the beginning, they say stuff like that, oh, we're going to focus on this character, or we're going to do this, or there's a special storyline, but it doesn't actually happen. So I'm hoping they actually go through with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, by the way, in my haste, you Camelot Class listeners, they probably know me. I haven't been on air since it was last year. I've been doing audio commentaries before. But if you are a listener to Merlin Cast, you know I've been crossing over there a little bit, right? You've been kind enough to let me on your show.
We have, absolutely. Rona's been several times with us, and we we knew about Camelot Cast, I think, a little more before you found out about us, but we eventually got a hold of you and talked to you about, kind of mixing in with us, because, we're all part of the fandom, and it's nice to hear from people from other countries too. I mean, obviously Merlin's more of a European show than the U.S., but it's making its way over here. So
yeah, I was very excited because there wasn't any other Merlin podcasts around. Now there's 3. So there's you, me, and the Hyperball community have gotten into it. So that's the if you know Mugglecast, all you listeners over there, it's kind of the same family, the same hosts. So that's be interesting, but it's also kind of potentially the last series of Merlin.
Yes.
Which will be, once we've all got going, it'll be pretty sad if it ends.
See, I'm not sure. I almost feel like there's going to be one more season, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But, you know, you never know what'll happen.
Anywho, I don't know, because I've been listening to, because it's like the week of, and it's going to be released on Saturday, they've released all these loads of clips and loads of teasers and loads of things like that. Loads of bits of information has come out. And I believe that they want to do a Series 6, and maybe they're trying to keep that back. But from the very beginning, they said it was going to be 5 series, this is the end, this is the beginning. And sometimes I want them to stick to their guns because I want a better quality story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know, I'm a bit torn. I wouldn't mind a couple of movies afterwards, but the cast seem... Oh, Bradley's been on the radio show, I don't know if you've listened to it. It was on the BBC earlier on today, and he was saying, oh, if we decide to stay, then we'll stay, and he's been pretty vague about it, so...
Oh,
I
really?
don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen that at all.
I mean, I think 3 of the cast are more eager for it than the rest, because I think they really want progression in their storyline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, well, there's a little few things that maybe we just want to discuss. We just want to do a quick show because we just want to test all the settings. I don't know, I've been checking the Twitter. People are listening to us. So hopefully you can hear both of us speaking and not just me rambling by myself. So let me know.
Yeah, I was trying to check that as well. I just tweeted at a few people.
Okay, brilliant.
If you can hear me talking right now, so you can hear both of us talking, just someone tweet in and let us know, just so we can
just
make
me
sure
talking
this is working properly.
to my imaginary friend.
Yeah, make sure Rona's not talking to herself.
Okay. All right, just quickly, while we're here, we're just trying to get things up. Have you been looking at any... How much of the series do you know about? Spoilers, actual facts, and how much is speculation?
Spoilers? I've... You know, the stuff that's come out in the news, the stuff that came out at Comic-Con, things like that, I have paid attention to. Are there other spoilers out there right now? I
mean, there's these 3 websites. Let me look. Digital Spy, Cult Fix, and Cult Box. They release like 10 teasers, like just vague ones. But the thing is, and it's supposed to be just teasers, not actual spoilers. But when you read all of them together, it basically tells you exactly what's in it. And so there's like in Digital Spy, there's stuff about the new servant girl for Queen Guinevere. Yeah, she's a queen! Oh my god! So and they're just saying that she's got her own secret, but I kind of got an inference that she may not be a very good servant either. So it'd be cool that the king and queen have really rubbish servants. That'll be pretty awesome.
Now, one spoiler I did read is that in the first episode, Merlin will be flirting with someone.
Ooh, hello.
Potentially a new love interest. Now, it kind of sounds like she might be that person. Which, if that's the case, I'm kind of disappointed because, you know, I feel like Merlin should get with someone in a high social level. I don't really like it if they're going to, you know, stick him with another servant. That doesn't really seem...
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure with Merlin anyway through the series, he does find people attractive and goes catches their eye, but there's been many deep relationships. So maybe I think it's just a flirtation between those two. That'd be cool.
Right. Right.
One of the things as well, there's been loads of previews and loads of pictures have come out. You know when Comic-Con came out and they showed the trailer and it kind of leaked its way onto YouTube? They released it, I think, the other day, and you can see other things more clearly. Because I'm a big fan of... Who's your favourite character on the show?
Whew.
Or do you
I've never really said.
Do you have a preference to more... Because I love them all anyway, but do you always have a preference to one than the other one?
Honestly, I've always enjoyed Gaius. I know, you know, he's kind of not one of the most important characters, but he always just really seems to know what he's talking about. And I honestly was a huge fan of Uther back when he was on the show.
I loved Uther.
Just because he drove people crazy so much, I think he just did... I mean, Anthony Head did such a great job with him that it just really made his character a very well-developed character.
I mean, he was horrible, but his character was really, really interesting, also with Gaius, and there was so much stuff that you could have explored. And sometimes they leaned more heavily towards that than the 4 core cast, but because they were the actual draw of the main draw before, because none of these actors were well known. They were unknown people, and these were the people that you go, oh, okay, I might watch that person who was Giles in Buffy. And you don't know Victor Meldrew. Do you know Victor Meldrew? The guy that Gaius... That's that's what he's famous for. His character. So everyone knows who he is, or his character. So these are the people that have the starring roles. So, you know, and you need to have good writing to keep those actors in the show. Otherwise they'll just leave. Anyway, let me just quickly see what our tweets are like. Oh, perfect quality.
People are saying that they can hear us
awesome.
Both great. It's coming through clearly, so that's a good sign.
Great. Let's see. Let's look at some... Oh, okay. Here's one of the things. One of the spoilers of the show, that's not really a spoiler because everyone keeps talking about it, is the return of Mordred. My feeling is, when I first saw him, and I saw many pictures of him, that he seems like he's a knight. And my worry is that he'll be Agravain Part 2, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did read somewhere, and I can't remember exactly where, that they said this is going to be a little different. Like, the connection between Morgana and Mordred is not going to be what you expect it to be. I don't think it's going to be one of those Agravain situations. But then again, like, he is going to be, you know, one of those trusted people that probably has some other intentions. So hopefully it's more obvious, though. But I guess we'll see.
Well, I don't know. See, this is some of the many pieces of information that has come out. Merlin will kind of doubt himself when it comes to Mordred. I don't know if he'll be like out and out villain, because if becomes a knight, you would assume that Arthur would trust him anyway.
Yeah.
Go on.
At the quality, Dan just
I saw that.
What do you think about the new Merlin time slot? Do you think it gives the series potential to be more dramatic? Now, I'm going to have you answer that one, because I've never had the opportunity to actually watch it when it actually comes out. So.
Yes. Well, it is... actually, this is one of the exciting things. It's not only Merlin that's coming back, but Strictly Come Dancing. Because you don't watch it in the UK. That's usually the programme that comes before it. And Merlin is opposite X Factor. And I know that's starting up in America. And basically, for those who don't live here or there, it's just basically a talent show. And that's got really big ratings. I mean, that's the one to beat. But Merlin usually keeps a good pace with that show, and it's really difficult. So it's okay. They are making it later. Personally, that just means it's darker at night, so it's more spooky. Because I close all the curtains and I turn off all the lights just to make it a big movie dramatic experience. But I don't know, because the writers say we want to make it more adult, but what they say and what actually comes out is, and your interpretation of it doesn't make sense, because they say they want to make more adult stories, but they do that by making it more darker, making it more seem more adult, but not actually having adult storylines and the characters do actual things. So I don't know. They just make things more gorier, or I don't know. I'll get back to that. But not really. Because I'll believe it when I see it. We'll just say it like that.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Here's a question I have for you. It's something we've been talking about at Merlin Cast lately. Do you think that Gaius will die in this season?
I'm hoping so, for the growth of Merlin's character. I mean, because I think we discussed it a little bit when I was in your show, and the mentor must die. And I'm hearing from the producers, actually, there was a really good interview from Geek Syndicate. They had a really long interview with one of the writers, and they were saying that Merlin is more independent from Gaius, but Gaius will always object. And Merlin may or may not listen to Gaius, but he's always there as a guide. Right. So I think by the end of it, Gaius does need to die just so that Merlin can stand on his own 2 feet, and whether Merlin reveals his magic or not, then he'll be really alone, because I don't know whether he'll probably still get some support from Gwen and maybe his knights that know he's a good guy, but you know they'll have to stand by